Well, in talking about a spirit world, it opens the door to talking about a world of spirits. Now, the American Indians had something going for them when they talked about the Great Spirit, because that indeed is the picture that we see both in Bible and as we think about creation. A creator would be greater and beyond what he created. And he created this time-space universe, this physical world, and he is beyond that. And Jesus said to the woman at the well, God is spirit. So this is the basis of the spirit world, that God himself is spirit. But then we also find that there are spirits that God created that exist in the spirit world, and yet they seem to be able to interact in the physical world just as God himself does. And in this spirit world, world of spirits that God created, there seemed to be a time when many of these spirits, let's call them angels, because he says it makes his angels spirits in Psalm 104. Many of these angels decided to rebel against God. The ringleader, according to what we find in Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28, was Lucifer, the brightest one of them. And he was so bright, so wonderful. As you read Ezekiel 28, greatly gifted, talented, beautiful, perfect, it says, perfect in all his ways until iniquity or sin was found in you. The origin of this darkness came about this great spirit being created by God, rebelling against the great spirit, the one who is all things. Now, obviously, a created being cannot overthrow the creator, but Lucifer decided to try that. He also is known as Satan, the slanderer. Lucifer is bright one, and Satan is slanderer. He's also known as the devil, the accuser. And so we have this dark side of a spiritual force coming in. We don't know the details of how this exactly the spirit world and spirit beings can interact with us, but we have plenty of evidence we do. All you have to do is go to movies and entertainment and see how much there is a belief, whether fictional or whatever, in spirit beings, demons, devils, a very common theme in modern literature as well as in history. And of course the Bible has a passage in Revelation 12 that talks about the devil, the old serpent, Satan, whose tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven with him. Now, this seems to give the picture that when Satan rebelled, that he took a large company of angels, a third of the angels with him. Now, people have asked, well, how many would that be? Well, I like to go to the old reading in Hebrews chapter 12 when it says that you've come to Mount Zion, the heavenly Jerusalem. It says there are an innumerable company of angels. So I just tell people, if you want to know how many evil spirits there are, you divide innumerable by 3, because 1/3. Now, apparently in drawing them to earth, it means like evil spirits seem to be running around on the earth because their unlimited access to heaven itself seems to be no longer there. And so we have evil spirits. We have the angels who have not rebelled. These are called holy angels. And there seems to be a spiritual warfare going on beyond our sight. Daniel had an angel come to him and said, you know, I would have been here to you with this message from God about 3 weeks ago, but I was withstood by this other powerful angel over the kingdoms. But Michael, the chief angel, came and helped me, and here I am. We go, wow, that is amazing. There's some type of spiritual warfare going on in this world of which we're not even aware. And yet, we don't need to fear, because there is a verse that says, submit yourself to God, resist the devil, he'll flee from you. But there's also things like we find in the Gospels when Jesus sent the 70 and they came back in Luke 10. They say to him, even the demons are subject to us in your name, they tell the Lord. And he said, well, I saw Satan as lightning fall out of heaven. don't be surprised that in my power you defeat the forces of evil, because the devil rebelled against me, against God, wanted to take my place. And so, yes, I am more powerful than him. And yes, you're going to be able to do some amazing things. But just a minute, he says in Luke 10:20, don't be rejoicing because the spirits are subject to you. Rejoice because your names are written in heaven. He says, here's a real perspective. Yes, there's a spirit world. Yes, there's spirits seeking to do evil, but there is also a God that you can know personally. And that gives you an eternity of security, of safety. You can be with God forever. So, don't be so excited about having a victory over evil spirits in one sense, better than being defeated by them. But then in Matthew 7, he says, many are going to tell me, Lord, didn't we cast out demons in your name and prophesied, and we did lots of miracles in your name? He says, I never knew you. Go away. So it's a pretty hard thing to fathom, all the things that are going on as we interact with the spirit world. But as we've said before, in 1 John 5, John says, these things are written so you can know you have eternal life. And this is what Jesus says. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spiritual warfare. Yeah, you can have a lot of victories. But the most important thing is that you know God. And as he said in John chapter 17, Jesus said, this is eternal life, that they might know you and Jesus Christ whom you've sent. Rejoice that your names are written in heaven.